Hello Falconers, welcome back to the garage working on the 66 Falcon and making some progress, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like I'm just tearing the car apart. So I'll try to show you what I've been up to here. I got the new heater core, which is installed in the box. I got a manual shutoff valve. Now here's the thing about the heater in these cars. I don't think I mentioned it before. If I did, I apologize for repeating myself. But these heating systems, all of the heat is controlled by the flapper doors. There is no actual heater control valve that shuts off the water in these. So water is constantly circulating through the heater box from the engine. Not a great thing in the summertime. So what my 65 F100 had was one of these manual shutoff valves. And you just turn the knob and it shuts the flow of water off from the engine into the heater core. That'll keep the hot water from circulating, keep the interior of the car cooler. Under 20 bucks at Napa, so there's that. The brakes, we're going around doing all the brakes. These are the fronts. The lining on the fronts is practically brand new. So I'm just going to replace the wheel cylinders and button those back up. Probably getting to the suspension here shortly. I did get the coilover kit for the front. I got new lower control arms, but I didn't get the upper ones yet. Under the car, in the process of doing the brakes, I decided to take this brake line out that runs from the front of the car to the rear. It's getting crusty looking, and I thought it would be wise to replace it because, again, this is a one master cylinder circuit car. It doesn't have any backup, so if you blow a line, you're screwed. So that is one long piece there. I could make this, but I'm over 55, become wise in my old age and also more affluent, so I decided to just buy one. So I ordered that, and I also ordered a fuel line to go front to rear too, because that looks equally crusty. And it was cheaper to do both at the same time as far as the shipping, because shipping on just this one was like 26 bucks, so it didn't make sense. If you ordered enough to get over $100, you had free shipping, so it made sense to just get the fuel line as well. The other lines, the two rear ones were replaced already. Now you're not going to see that, it's too dark. But the two rear ones were already replaced by the previous owner, and the front ones don't look too bad. I'm just going to leave those in for now because we're going to change to a dual circuit master when we go to the disc brakes. At the back, of course, you touch one thing and you find 10 more things that you need. And one of the things that went kapooey is the rear parking brake cable. It wasn't working right, and I kind of thought it was the front cable, and that I got freed up and greased the pivots and everything, and that seems to work fine. And I started with the left rear, and the cable was fine on that side. Of course, I came over here and find the thing's completely seized inside the housing. So now I got to order that, so I can't finish putting these brakes back together, yada, yada, yada. It's a never-ending thing. So we ordered that, and let's go to the interior. All right, so here's the inside and where I am with it presently. I got some, on the recommendation of a friend, I got rust bullet paint. I know everybody uses Pour 15, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I had this rust bullet recommended to me, so I thought I'd give it a try since it seemed like it would be decent for this application. I wasn't really, this isn't a high traffic area, so I don't really need the super durability of the POR 15. So I just painted that on with a brush and just did all the low-lying areas and where there was rust existing already. So hopefully that'll take care of that. After I did treat it with the rust converter before I put that on. Next step is to get some sound deadener for this. I'm just going to buy the pre-cut pads that are supposed to fit this car. I could use Dynamat, but then you got to cut it and you got to stick it, and it's expensive and all that. So the sound deadener pad kit that duplicates the original goes for about $90, $100. You just slap them in and you're done. So that's how I'm going to do that. And then I got to get the carpet ordered. The seats, shop those around to get the upholstery work done. Getting quotes on that. That's a story in itself. I'll get to that later. And today I took the instrument panel out. As you can see, that's gone, and that's a fun thing to do. I'll show you that over in the workbench here in a second. Before we talk about the instrument cluster, though, here's something I wanted to revisit. This is the underside of the cowl on the passenger side. You can see the vent there. And that low-lying area, this is where they always rust out. And I was pretty impressed with this car and how rust-free that cowl was. Well, guess what? Now we got the instrument cluster out. And here is the driver's side. And as you can see, that's totally shot. So I'm not surprised to see that. I'm a little surprised because the other side was so good. But I wasn't surprised that the cowl was run. I'm a little surprised this side is as bad as it is. So that's toast. And the only real way to fix that is to, remove the upper cowl, then cut this one out and replace it in whole or section it in or however you want to do it. But that is a colossal job. So I'm probably going to do what most of the Mustang guys do and just buy a little vent cover to cover the vents on the cowl on the outside and call it good, because that is a major job there. And since this car is not really going to be driven in the rain that much, I don't think it's going to matter too much to us. But it is going to go on some road trips, so we're just going to have to find a way to close off the exterior so water doesn't drain down in there. It's unfortunate, but any of these cars that you're buying, Mustangs, Fairlanes, Falcons, anything in the 60s from Ford, expect that's going to be an issue, because it's just a very bad place where garbage will sit. Water gets in there, it sits in the leaves and the grass and whatever else gets in there and just rots it out from the inside. Nothing you can do about it really, other than try to keep it clean. But even cars in the desert states have that problem, I found. California cars have that problem, so be aware of that. And here's the instrument cluster out of the car. Now the reason I took this out, well, there was a couple of reasons, but the main reason I took it out was the wiper switch in the car was broken. It has no detents in its action, and when I took it out, actually, it was, well, it did that. It's two pieces. The tabs broke, and I think there's something that should be inside here that's completely gone. So I found this one on eBay, original Fomoco part. It is a little different, but I think it'll work. Okay, the washer function, that just screws on to the side of the switch, so that's no big deal. These knobs, the shop manual likes to tell you to just simply remove these, and one or two of them may pull off, but most of them have little Allen screws in them, which I didn't know, and I was fighting these things trying to get them out and had no clue that you had to unscrew those. And all you had to do is unscrew them like maybe a turn and they come off. So be aware of that. Don't break the car trying to get the stuff out. The other thing that I think may be bad is this fan switch. The guy before me had put a new, I can't never remember the name of this thing, but this is I want to call it a rheostat, but it's not, that controls the fan speeds. And these will go bad. But it's actually, I think, in this case, the switch, because the feel of this thing is a little bizarre. It has 2 of the 3 speeds, but not all 3. So I think the problem's here. This switch you can probably take apart, and I may be able to fix it, clean it up, and make it work. I don't know. But I'll probably try to see if I can find one. I don't know if those are available or not. To get the instrument cluster out is a little hairy. You have to take the speedometer cable off. Here is the main wiring harness connection. It's not the easiest thing to find. Right off the bat, I had to struggle to locate it under there, but once I did, it was there, and I got it apart. There's 2 tabs that fit in these slots with barbs on them. And if this thing hasn't been apart for 50 plus years like this one, they don't like to come apart. So you might struggle with that, laying on your back and so forth. Best to have the seat out of the car to do this job. And then the heater controls, I had trouble with getting these out because I couldn't get the knobs off. So I finally figured that out. I had most of this apart. You wouldn't have to take as much apart probably to get this out as I did. So then we're going to take all this apart. That's what I started on. And you can see here the chrome's, gone completely on this thing. I don't know why this one looks so bad and the rest of the trim of the car is just black, discolored, but this gets this ugly cream color. It looks terrible. You can get the dash pieces redone. There's a company, I can't think of the name of it. I'll try to put a link down in the thing if I can remember what it is, but I have it written down somewhere upstairs that'll rechrome these. They're up in Michigan, and I think there's one in California too called Mr. G's. I know they're expensive. The one in Michigan's not too bad. Another person had theirs done and they paid about $600 to do all the dash pieces. So I didn't think that was terrible, and they look fabulous. They do the black and the chrome and everything, so really look nice. I wouldn't mind doing that right away, but I've got seats to do, and it's endless. So these expensive cosmetic only items are going to have to wait. So for now, I think I'm just going to mask everything off, clean it, mask it off, and paint this with a silver chrome type paint. I've done it before, and it comes out looking okay. Be good enough for the time being. At least it'll not stand out as being this ugly. So that's where I'm headed next, is to try to get this taken care of. I think that's the gist of everything right now, where we are with this car. I'm going to have to order a whole bunch more parts, and then we'll start putting things back together, hopefully get these brakes working next, and then I'll start tearing into the suspension. And yeah, I think that's it. So Christmas holidays are coming. I'm not sure how much work I'll get done, but I'll try to keep posting up short videos of whatever is going on, and I'll keep you up to date that way. As always, thanks for watching. If you want to keep seeing what's going on with this, please hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell thing, and you'll get alerted when the next one drops. And look forward to talking to you all soon. Thank you.